Yeah. What's up, everybody? Frank Red up in here once again in the Dungeon Program, live and direct in your ear on the late night tip. I want to thank everybody from the start for checking me out. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Been doing some traveling. Got to see the fam, which is why I have not been doing any shows over the past week or so. With all this content, I have to get back at it. And we're going to talk about it tonight. There's a lot going on in the world of sports, particularly with regards to the NBA. The NBA is on fire. The WNBA is on fire. And I think that expansion is on the horizon because there's so many good players, so many wonderful cities that would open their arms wide from a fan perspective to support a couple of NBA teams. And certainly the money is there. The two likely cities for NBA expansion are Las Vegas and Seattle. There's some other markets out there as well that you might want to keep your eye on. But I think those two markets are probably going to happen before other markets are considered. I got to tell y'all, man, this is great. This is awesome to be able to do something that I love, that I'm passionate about, and just to have a voice. You can't do any type of content creation. I guess you can. I guess you can turn the mic on and turn the camera on and just start talking, and it's probably not going to wound up as good as you want it to be without the preparation. But like I told you before, I get off on the preparation. For every 30 minutes, I do an hour. So I just got finished doing a couple of hours of prep work for the show, and I'm ready to give you all the knowledge that I have. We're going to talk about some of the players that I liked going into the draft, some of my colleagues, people I talked to, and I think after the California Classic, after a couple of games of the Las Vegas NBA Summer League, there's a pretty good sample size to kind of take a look back, to see how we did. See how some of the organizations did with the players that they drafted. I love underdogs. We know that no draft is going to be perfect. There's always going to be mistakes. And, sometimes when players get off to slow starts, fans want to crush them. They want to crush the players. They want to crush the organizations. And not so fast. This is really where the work starts. It really is. So just because you don't have success right away in the summer league, it doesn't mean you're not going to be a good player. I'll give you a perfect example. Last year, Shaedon Sharpe, rookie of the Portland Trailblazers, got off to an inauspicious start in the Las Vegas Summer League. And after one or two games, they shut him down because apparently he had a shoulder issue. And everybody was kind of snickering, saying, who is this guy? Even myself, I was like, I don't know. Now, he never played college ball. He practiced with Kentucky, but he never played college ball. But oh boy, once he got comfortable up in Portland, you started to see his talent flourish. And, he has all-star potential. He's probably going to start this year. And Portland kind of has this woe is me type mentality right now. Oh, we don't want to let James go. They got two studs, and we're going to talk about one of them tonight. Scoot Henderson. That dude is going to be one of the best point guards in the NBA. I'm going to say by the end of next year. By the end of the season, he's going to be a top 10 point guard, if not better than that. All right? SG Sports Talk. What's up, Mike? What's up? Thank you. I appreciate you. Carlo P, what's up? What's up, bro? Carlo said, hey, Frank, Just came by, drop a light. I appreciate you, brother. I need that, man. Got Romeo in the house. Thank you, brother. Everybody else. Romeo said hi to Mark. You talked to Mark. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to talk about all those stories. Victor Wembanyama, Brandon Miller. Sacramento's kind of on fire right now. And we're going to talk about that as well. Golden State Warriors, Lester Quinones, and Guy Santos. I think those are the two guys that really have a chance to make some noise with the Warriors. I'm kind of surprised that the Warriors Summer League team is not that they're bad, it's that they're not real talented. And I'm like, why not? But I think what happened was when you get like players who are close to making the NBA, and they know no matter how well they play, they're probably not going to make the Warriors. I don't think they're really all excited to play for the Summer League team because they know they're not going to make the team. Now, if you go out, then other teams can take a look at you. So, I don't know, maybe some mistakes were made, but the team doesn't appear to be all that talented, all right? In my opinion. We're going to talk about that. I also did something that I rarely do. I went to a book signing on Saturday, and that was a lot of fun. I got a chance to chop it up for a couple of minutes with somebody who I've known for a very long time, who happened to be pretty influential in hip-hop history. And I'm going to talk about his book. I'll show it to you. It's called Son of the City by Dante Ross. And he goes, the Big Frank Red, long time, my G. Dante Ross. Dante and I have known each other for a while. I'm so happy that he has a second act, maybe a third act. And you might not know who he is, but I'll talk about him a little bit tonight. I'm gonna start off with the hits. Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, I mean, after his first game, people were like killing this kid. I'm like, wait a minute, man. Oh, he's a bust. He's too skinny. Listen, this dude is going to be a top 5 player in the NBA. It's probably going to take him a couple of years. But anybody who thinks that Victor is not going to be really, really good, get out of your mind. I mean, and plus he's so young. Such a young kid. So, what are your thoughts on Victor? I think that he's going to get beat up a little bit because he's a tall, skinny kid who's not used to playing American-style basketball. But the skills are definitely there. San Antonio, that fan base has to be ecstatic to have him within the fold for the next, got to figure, 12 to 15 years, unless he has, some serious injuries. I think he's going to have to get a little nasty, though. And that will come with age. He's a young, impressionable young person at this point, coming from a different country. He doesn't really know the culture. He doesn't know how he's going to be protected. So there's a lot of unknowns for him right now. But I have no doubt that Victor's going to be a stud. I really don't. Now, I'm going to tell you this. The guy who's been more impressive to me, and I don't think he's going to be a better player, but Chet Holmgren has actually been a little more impressive. And I like Chet. I'm going to tell you why I like Chet, because since I've watched him in high school, commentators sometimes would talk about him being very, very skinny. And, he's skinny Darrell. So that dude goes for the ball. He is not a soft player. He is a very aggressive player. Offensively and defensively, his post-up game, pretty pure. He can shoot the 3 ball. He can put it on the deck. Chet is going to be a really good player. So, um, so yeah, I like what he's doing. I actually liked him better than Ben Carlo coming out last year. I was happy to see Ben Carlo play really, really well. But if I was Orlando, I would have took Chet. I think Orlando made the right choice for them. I think that OKC almost benefited themselves to have Chet sit out for a year. I think they gained 13 pounds, whatever the case, just to watch the game. I think that they did well by an unfortunate injury for him. All right. Once again, just for the first time, my name is Frank Webb. What's up? How y'all feel out there? This is the In the Dungeon Show. You hit me up on Twitter at Big Frank Webb. How many of you guys have already made the switch for your social media? 100 million people have already kind of signed up for Threads. I guess it's not hard because if you're on Instagram, I got some Instagram accounts that I don't know. Well, I do know what they are. I've never used them, so I'm gonna have to, I guess, get with the program and make sure that I'm out there. All right. Brandon Miller, the second pick of the NBA draft, has had some serious problems getting started, and yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised like everybody else, because he's so talented, and he's a good player. But a lot of times when players come out after 1 year, the mission is not complete. They're really good at certain things, but their games are not complete. And instantly, I knew that Brandon Miller's footwork was average to below average. And in the NBA, they pressure you, and you often have the ball with 4 or 5 seconds on the shot clock, and you got to be able to do something. He doesn't have the ball handling skills to maneuver around defenders, so he has to practice that. And I think that he's a little frustrated. He's also playing with more physicality now, and he's gotten used to that. Man, SG says, as a San Jose State alum, I'm so delighted by Amari Moore, who is a shooting guard, point guard, signed a 2-way for Milwaukee Bucks. He'll be joining the. Oh wow, that's awesome! Yeah, he had a great year last year. I mean, he had a fantastic year for San Jose State, and you can expect them to continue to have success down there. I mean, I guess who's coaching? Ness, the former Nebraska coach. He's a real deal. He didn't come to the Bay Area to lose. So he's going to get players. He's going to hold them accountable. And I'm not surprised that San Jose State is winning, and they're going to continue to win. Simple man, Mark Graves. Mark Graves says, until he gets strong, he's just going to shoot over everyone. I don't see him moving big guards. Who you talking about, Mark? What are you talking about? You talking about Brandon? I don't really know. But I mean, my whole thing with Brandon Miller was, I guess when you're that young, you don't really know Michael Jordan. You know, you don't know. I guess when you're that young. But I'm like, okay, thanks, Mark. But I'm like, you don't play with Michael Jordan. You don't even, joke with him. I mean, that's the problem right now. Kids are so young, you know, the unthinkable has happened. Jordan has become like their uncle or something, their granddad, you know, somebody who they look at on film and not be able to relate. It's a shame. Do you know what Jordan would do in this era of basketball? I guess you don't know. Michael would kill everybody. 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 Okay. Just so the audience knows who Mark was talking about. Mark was talking about Victor. And yeah, man, it's tough being 7'5". What is he? 210 pounds, 220, and he got long legs, so defenders can get under his body. Now, there's some things that he can do that he's not doing right now. First and foremost, he doesn't really know how to post up. I mean, when you post up, this is what you do. Your hands should be beyond your shoulders. And he got big elbows. So with his big elbows, guys are trying to get under him. He's going to create space for himself like this. And if the ball comes to you, you get small and you catch it. But you start out here and then you come in small. That will give him more space and more ability to turn and shoot. So, Popovich has a great coaching staff down there. You got Tim Duncan down there. I mean, he's going to get it together. There's no doubt about that. So, what are your thoughts on Brandon Miller? Do you think can you look at him and say right now that he's going to have problems? I'm not surprised by the emotional challenges that he's having. He hasn't dealt with adversity. And that's really what it's all about. Scoot Henderson, I didn't have to see Scoot Henderson play any basketball in the summer league, and he played a half. He's probably not going to play anymore. That dude is real. And, I want to talk about the Portland Trailblazers for a minute. I was going to talk about Dame a little later. But, come on, man. Really? We know how this is going to end. Dame is going to be out of there. And I'm like, do you really want to be in conflict with Damian Lillard? Acknowledge the fact that you're getting off of his contract. If you don't, because you're never, in history, there's never been a trade in the NBA where you traded a Hall of Famer and you got equal value. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, reroute Tyler Hero. I totally understand why you don't want him. You don't need him. You don't want to pay him $30 million. But, maybe a team like San Antonio would be open to taking on Tyler Hero's contract. You got to be somebody out there because the guy can play. He's just not what Portland needs. I mean, they need some dogs. He's an offensive dog, but he's not a guy who is going to play great defense anyway. He's not going to do that. Mark Graves says he looked stiff, Miller, against the Warriors, and that was the only, No, he did. They did look stiff. And you know why he looked stiff, Mark? Because he has poor footwork. That's why. His footwork is not good. And when you're being pressured by high-level athletes, it's hard. It's really difficult. So, SG says Brandon Clark is going to be unrestricted. Oh, yeah, no. He's tied up for a long time. He got that bag. Yeah, no, he got that bag. So he's good. But yeah, with regards to Damian Lillard, I'm like, yo, man, send him to Miami. And Pat Riley he's the Don. But Pat Riley is not giving up Jaime Jaquez Jr. Pat Riley basically shut him down because he knew that Portland was going to say, "Well, Hero, we can reroute Hero. I got to have Jaime Jaquez Jr." And Pat Riley is like, "Jaime who? What you talking about? Jaime who? We don't have anybody playing for us named Jaime." So, I don't blame him. Jaime Jaquez Jr. was a player who I knew was going to be good. I watched him for 3 years at UCLA. He plays like he plays now like he played at UCLA. He's a two-way guy. He got swag. He got bounce. He can shoot it. He'll flush it on you. He don't care. Perfect Miami Heat player. They ain't giving him up. And they don't want to give up Jokic. I don't blame them. Jokic is 20 years old. This kid is like 6'10" and a stud. They didn't even play him last year, along their championship win. So, Jaime Jaquez Jr. and Jokic, I can't think of his first name, he ain't going nowhere. So Tyler Hero is the guy. He's the odd man out. You got Tyler Hero. Kyle Lowry's expiring contract if they want that. Duncan Robinson. Kyle Lowry could stay. They probably don't want Kyle Lowry. And Miami probably doesn't want to trade Kyle Lowry. But Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, that's it. All right. And one first-round pick, and you reroute Hero somewhere. That's it. That's all you're gonna get, Portland. And the fact that you're getting off $200 million in salary, you should be happy. Man, Romo, hey friend, Dan asked you about the new NBA tournament. Okay, thank you, I appreciate you. I like it. I'm gonna tell you why I like it. I like it because it's something new and I don't know. You can get jaded. It's not like they're playing more games. They're not playing more games. The championship team, the team that wins, plays one more game. This is why I like it. The NBA has covered themselves because if the quote big name players who are making all the money say that, well, I don't know if I really want to do this, I'm hurt. I wouldn't mind a tournament with players 6 through 10. Players who are 6 through 10, they get $500,000? Are you kidding me? All those cats can use the money, every last one of them. You're talking about guys diving on the floor. You're talking about no layups. It's still going to be exciting. NBA basketball. And, hey man, the ATM, the money train, they want that thing to continue. And it's just more money. It's Apple or Amazon Prime is probably going to get in there and maybe have the rights or something like that. But we know it's about money. It's all about money. But I don't have a problem with owners trying to make their money back. I have no problem with that. I'm one of those dudes that's like, yeah, I'm always happy when players get money. But I'm not unhappy when owners get money. It's a business, right? Dan Coach Amelia, my guy. Since the NBA has always had 18, let there be incentive for new tournament, you automatic bid. In scenario 10, I don't want to do that because, I honestly don't want to start messing with the format. You might be right there and I might be wrong. I don't know. But the first year, I think it's more of a filling out process to even see if the thing works, to see if it's competitive, to see if fiscally it works. It's just kind of see if we can get it to the finish line and then maybe tweak it as the years go by a little bit. My man William says, do you think Golden State really had a chance to acquire Damian Lillard? We'll say a rumor. No, and I hope not, man. I mean, Dame Lillard playing with the Warriors. I know Dame a little bit. It'd be great. I mean, he's a hometown guy. He's a Bay Area guy, but he got one basketball, right? So I mean, it was never a real possibility to me. Are you extracting play? I don't think that was real. Maybe Sack would have been an option, but they have De'Aaron Fox down. So that's not going to happen. Man, Mark Griggs says, it's funny that the Heat don't want to give up anything for Dame. This is Pat Riley, dude. If they have to make tough decisions, they would. But if you're Miami and you're willing to take $200 million off of somebody else's account, that's pretty darn good. For a guard who's 32, who is not known to be a great defender, great player, Hall of Famer, but they're going to hold their breath for a little bit because Miami's still going to win with defense. There's a lot of unknowns by bringing Dame in. You know that, he's going to really open that offense up if and when he lands out in Miami. But I'm with Pat Riley on this. You have Duncan Robinson. You have Tyler Hero. We'll give you one pick. That's it. And from Portland's perspective, I guess Dame and Scoot could play together. I mean, they're great players. The great players always find a way to get things done. So, but I want the ball in Scoot's hands as much as possible because I want him getting better and building. So, all roads lead to Dame going to Miami, as far as I'm concerned. What are your thoughts on it? I think it's going to happen, personally. The Sacramento pick. We got to start shouting out Monte Moore, man. The general manager of the Sacramento Kings. He's kicking people's butt. I thought trades had to close in salary. Yeah, Tyler Hero makes $30 million. And Duncan Robinson makes 18. That's 48. So they could do that deal. And maybe there would be somebody else going back. There's a lot of rumors around Portland wanting to unload Nurkic's contract. I don't know how real that is if they get a pick. But yeah, I mean, the Dame deal can happen. That's not a problem. Sacramento Kings front office is doing incredibly well. Have you guys seen Kobe Jones play? Kobe Jones looks like a top 15 pick. He was drafted, I believe, 34 or 32nd, 34th by Sacramento. Dude can ball. I mean, he can really play. Oh man, Mark. Mark said 2 rights for Dame. What do you have to do with it? Tyler Hero, yo, don't sleep on Tyler, man. He looks like he's allergic to weight rooms. But the guy's a walking bucket. I mean, he'll put me on the board every night. Duncan Robinson is what he is. I was happy to see him kind of get back a little bit, reclaim some of the golden, the golden dust that he had a couple years ago when he got his contract. So I was happy to see him kind of get things back together. All right, the Warriors were rumored to send. Now, Chris Paul, listen. Chris Paul is the former head of the Players Union. He's locked in. He knows all the rumors. And, I mean, you're not going to disrespect Chris Paul. That's not going to happen. So, when the idea of him, being bounced around to any NBA club, that was not going to happen. I think the worst case scenario would have been some type of buyout. Because once the trade was executed from Phoenix to Washington, Chris Paul's salary was guaranteed. That's $30 million. Now, could Washington have done a buyout with Chris? Of course. I mean, they make things work. But he was not going to any place that he wasn't really comfortable with. That was not going to happen. The other player that the Sacramento Kings got from Europe, Sasha Vezenkov. I didn't know what to expect, but I watched him today. I was pretty impressed with him. Somebody just coming into a new country, just kind of getting his feet wet. He can clearly shoot, but what I was struck by was his aggressiveness. He's pretty aggressive when I saw him playing against the Clippers. Yeah. Now, everybody likes a good story. So there's a lot of hype right now around Lester Quinones, Golden State Warrior player, G League player, was a high-level G League player, and has a real chance to. I personally think he has a good chance of signing a two-way contract, but he probably feels that he can do more, and he can get a standard NBA contract with the Golden State Warriors. Now, I always root for people. I'm rooting for him as well. But the goal is not to make the team. From a coach's perspective, the goal is to show the coach that you can be trusted and he can put you on the floor. And I've seen Lester make a lot of splash plays this summer. You know, he'll come down and he'll just like jack his shot from 23. It's kind of 1-on-4, and the ball might go in. And then there'll be a half-court offense, and they'll rotate the ball to him, and he'll miss a wide-open jump shot. So I want him to play basketball the way that he would play during the game. Don't differentiate the summer from the winter. I saw him take some shots that I know he wouldn't take during the winter. And that kind of gives me pause, because I want to see a mirror where I can just see him out there with Steph and Clay and Draymond and have him actually looking like he belongs there, because they need him. He also has a lot of wind up in his shot as well, which makes the shot inconsistent, particularly under duress against defenses. You know, we're going to have a challenging time replacing Donte DiVincenzo. We all know that. Donte DiVincenzo was so good last year. No, he didn't have a great playoffs, but he played 72 games last year. And I'm going to tell you, 60 out of the 72 were rock solid. That dude played his tail off. He really did. I love this. SG says he loved the music. I love the music too, that's why I play it. And guess what? There's gonna be more music. We're just getting started. It's gonna be more music, more songs, and I'm looking forward to it. But like I said, we got to get those numbers up, and then you know, we back at it again. So we'll get it up to 100, and we're gonna start doing a lot of stuff, man. But I thank everybody for supporting the program and supporting me. I really appreciate it. It's all good. What do you think about Lester Quinones? Do you think he's a guy who can play? Because I think he can be a two-way player and then show out from there. You know, Gus Santos, I don't think he's ready for the NBA. He makes a lot of splash plays as well, but when he gets the ball, he immediately tries to dribble to go to the basket. Those lanes are not open in the NBA. They're not open. And I know fans sometimes can't always see that, and they kind of go crazy, and it might sound like folks are hating. No, we're looking at basketball, how basketball is played. The Warriors play a connected offense that's based off passing. You know, they pass the ball around the perimeter, and whomever has the ball and they're open, that is the shot. You're not going to get the ball and then drive it to the basket. You're not going to do that. So until Lester Quinones and Gus Santos can make open shots consistently, if you are a good NBA player, particularly a wing or guard, you should make 7 out of 10 when you're open. Yeah, you should. I mean, at least 6. It's automatic for these guys. They're that good. When you're wide open, the ball swings to you, you should be making at least 50%, maybe more than that. If you're not, then you're a liability. Or you got to really flash on defense. There are very few players in the league flash on defense. You know, the Bruce Boltons of the world. And Bruce Bolton did not even solidify his career until he was able to hit the corner three. You know, I honestly believe, and I'm rooting like hell for him, but I think that's why Juan Toscano-Anderson's phone has not been ringing yet. That's why Juan doesn't have a job yet. Because Juan is a high-level defender. High-level defender. Juan Toscano-Anderson is so good on defense that despite his poor offense, Steve Kerr still put him on the floor. Still put him on the floor. That's how good he was on defense. And I'm hoping that he gets a job because I know that young man's journey, man. And, you know. Now, Brandon Watson. All right. I'm waiting for your comments out in South Sacramento or Livermore. No, I'm joking. How do you feel in San Jose about Brandon Podzinski? All right. Yeah. I root for people, not against people. And I use Shaden Sharp as an example that you can get off to a slow start. But wow, Brandon right now, man, his head must be going crazy right now because he doesn't look like an NBA player. Not right now. He does not look like an NBA player. Lack of athleticism, lack of a right hand, lack of space to shoot. The only thing that Brandon has shown that he can do, and it was a part of his tag, instinctively he can pass the ball. He's a pretty good passer. I'll give him that. But he has so many tendencies in his game because either he can't or he won't dribble with his right hand. And those floaters, dude, you got to finish over the rim. I mean, you got Victor Wembanyama and Chet and Draymond. You know what those guys, I mean, floaters, let's throw those balls into the stands. So I am concerned. I would love to get your thoughts because right now, again, he doesn't look like an NBA player to me. He looks like a guy who just spent a lot of time in the G League. Thank God that the Warriors have Moses Moody because Moses Moody is ready. And maybe it will take Brandon a year or two because I think with better footwork, you know, he's a pretty tough kid, but he got a slow release on his shot. They say he got a quick release. I didn't see that. But I saw poor footwork. You know, when the ball hits your hand, you got to be up and down. That ball hits your hand, and you got to go up and down. Now, I think the Warriors should pick up Mully's phone. Pick up Chris Muller's phone and say, Mully, can you work with this kid? They're both left-handed. Mully probably works with guys anyway, if they ask. But Mully has tremendous footwork. Tremendous. And he was not the fastest guy in the world, but he knew how to get his shot off. And, you know, Mully could use his right hand, but he wasn't the most awesome dribbler with his offhand either. He was bigger, but fundamentally, Mully was a lot better. You know, he's a Hall of Famer. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. And I think he can help Brandon. I really do. He can help him physically and he can help him mentally because I want this young man to be successful. And I want the Warriors to not take it on the chin again because when we look at the last 5-6 years, the Warriors have not done a good job in the draft. And it hasn't really hurt them yet because they've had that core group of veteran players that can still go out and win championships and win games. I mean, we talk about the Warriors like like the house is falling down or something. It's not falling down. They made the playoffs last year. They won a series last year. But they cannot continue to have draft picks fail. I think that's why they kept Kuminga, to be honest with you. Because I think that they didn't want Kuminga to go somewhere else and flash right away. Now, here's the thing that I noticed. Have you guys noticed how many former Warrior players that they gave up on or they traded are thriving in the NBA Summer League? You guys notice that? Did you notice that? Yeah, you can come on the show. Yo, I don't know the Nick. Yo, crazy dude. I don't know. Is this Ryan? This is Dan? No, Ryan's West Coast. Is this Dan? Who is this? Who come on the show? Who is it? SG, let me know who you are. You can come on the show. Wow, maybe Podziemski will be the two-way guy so he can work on his game. Or wow. William, let's not go that far. Let's hold off on the bus talk. I mean, it's the summer. But I'm keeping it real. He doesn't look like an NBA player right now. And you could argue that Brandon Miller hasn't played like an NBA player. So there's still a little time, all right? But there's some areas that he has to shore up. Footwork is one of them. He just can't because most of the summer players are free agents, right? These guys are jacked up. They're going to play aggressive defense. They know they will not even be on the floor if they're not diving and playing aggressive defense. So they're going to be in your face, right? Now, most competent NBA players, if you pressure them, they're so skilled, they're going to go right around you. They're going to go right around you. So you don't see that type of pressure. Yeah, SG. Is this? Who is it? Is that Dan? Who is it? SG. So, yo, you gotta hit me on Twitter or something, man, so I can see it. Wait, what is this? Jardo. What does that mean? Yeah. So. I know you guys have strong feelings about Podziemski, but maybe you'll keep it to yourself. I hope he figured it out. But I immediately started thinking about all the players that I liked ahead of him. And guys who I liked more than Podziemski was Nick Smith Jr., young kid who went 27th to Charlotte out of Arkansas. I knew he was going to flash. That kid is a real player. He's real good. And I think seeing him coming off the wood, because he has a little Jordan Poole in him, minus all the other stuff. But basketball-wise, he's got a really, really quick step. He's going to make it. He really is. And he almost I'm not saying he's Scoot Henderson, he's not. But Nick Smith Jr. lightens that blow a little bit, and Brandon Miller kind of, doesn't develop as fast as they think. Brandon Miller doesn't develop as fast as they hope that he would. Nick Smith, I think, makes it a little easier because he's going to be a player. He's pretty good. Leonard Miller out of G League Elite. I was watching him tonight. That dude is a player too. Now, yeah, I mean, he went 33rd in the second round. I thought he was a first round pick. 6'10", played for G League Elite. Now, I can see the Warriors saying, you know what, we wasn't going to do that because he's too similar to Jonathan Kuminga. I get it. I get the rationale, but I knew that kid could play. And he's flashing. Now, he had a horrible second half tonight. He had about 5 turnovers, but that dude can play. I've seen enough from him to know that he can play. All right. And Ben Shepherd. Ben Shepherd out of Belmont had a really, really good first game. Not so great. I liked him better than Brandon. I think he's going to be a steal for Indiana. He's going to be a good player. What's your favorite fried chicken? Popeyes or Raising Cane's? I guess I'm embarrassed. I haven't been to Raising Cane's, but I like Popeyes because I like the chicken sandwiches and I like the red beans and rice. All right? Now check this out. Give me a little inside dope. I traveled across country. I mean, you wouldn't know it watching a podcast, but I'm a pretty good cook, right? I got some, some go-to meals that I make, and I can handle myself in the kitchen. All right. My mother is an incredible cook. So one of the things that I wanted to do when I traveled to the East Coast was to learn how to make red beans and rice. That's what I did. And I can't wait probably this weekend, but I know how to make red beans and rice. And I think mine tastes better than the ones at Popeyes. Me and my mom made it together, actually. But I know how to do that. But Popeyes chicken sandwich all day. Now, Raising Cane's something I need to check out. I need to do that. I'll talk about anything, dude. Okay. I feel you, Mark. Thank you, man. William says, I'm sorry I was meeting a bad first round. You guys talk to each other, so I don't always get the messages. Oh, come on. Now, I also wanted to mention a book. It's called Dante Ross, Son of the City. And I know some of you guys are here for the sports. Some might be here for the hip hop as well. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, I don't know, the fifth Beatle that nobody knows about. I mean, 2 guys not in the Jackson 5 that tried out for the band that didn't make it or something. Throughout my life, I found myself in like real interesting places. And Dante, who's an author now, Dante and I met each other, quite some time ago. Met him at a music conference, and we just kind of casually talked. And he was like, "Yo, when you come to New York, call me, and I'll, we'll hang out. I'll hook you up and blah blah blah." I was like, "Yeah, okay." So one particular time, a guy who I didn't know that well, I go to New York, call him on the phone. He meets me at a restaurant on the Lower East Side, right? And I'm with my college girlfriend at the time. We're still together. And he takes us to this party, kind of a low key, you know, down in Soho area. Not a lot of people know about it. And I walk into the party and Guru's there from Gangsta. I love Guru, man. And just like literally like the best function I've ever had before. Dante comes up like an hour later. He's like, yo, I'm out. Peace. And that was it. But I was like, man, I'll never forget that. This book entails a bunch of stories about the music industry and about his life. All right? And if you don't know who he is, you know some of the bands that he signed. Leaders of the New School, Busta Rhymes. Dante Ross signed them. Pete Rock and CL Smooth. He signed them. Grand Nubians. Grand Poobah, Lord Jamar, Dot X. He signed them also. ODB's solo album. Dante signed him too. And he also signed a guy by the name of Everlast. They had a record out called Whitey Ford Sings the Blues. He kind of transitioned from total rap to being kind of like a folk singer. That record probably sold 3-4 million copies. So one of the best A&Rs that we've seen in the music industry, particularly in hip hop, but I would say in music, over the past 25 years, Dante Ross is one of the best. And he's just starting to kind of reflect on some of the stories. I know some of them, but I don't know as many as in the book. I haven't read the book yet. I'm going to read it starting probably this week. But if you're interested in hip hop and the culture and all of the stories that took place, you might want to check it out. It's called Son of the City and by Dante Ross. All right, that's it. My name is Frank Webb. Listening for the first time, I appreciate you so much. Hit me up at Big Frank Webb on Twitter. And we're just running these numbers up and talking about sports and anything else that might intersect. Everlast also recorded. Oh yeah, he did. He couldn't get away from that as fast enough, though. Everlast is a really, really talented rapper, very talented. And I think when he first came out, that wasn't who he was. It really wasn't. Ice-T, I don't know if it was Ice-T's idea or I don't know who idea it was, but it was all kind of glossed up. He had a suit, his hair was slicked back and kind of a sex symbol. And then he hit it with House of Pain. House of Pain is, you can't eat enough off of House of Pain. Jump Around, are you kidding me right now? I mean, Jump Around is as common as any Beatles song. Think about that. Jump Around, 7th Inning, Saturday afternoon, the highlight me watching college football. For some reason, I love watching Notre Dame football. I love watching Notre Dame football. And in the third quarter, they're either going to play House of Pain, Jump Around, or Can't Take It to Gloom with the guy and the girl. They said they were sister and brothers. I'm embarrassed by that. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Williams says San Francisco Giants reliever Brian Wilson also walks up to Jump Around. Yeah, great song, man. And Jump Around is a great song, but that's a great album. It's a really, really good album. Everlast is a dope rapper. He is. Dope rapper. No question about that. Now, and it's just like, there hasn't been a lot of white rappers in the game that really were top notch. The best is Eminem. I was listening. Listen, was it today? Yeah, it was this morning. I'd be interested to ask you guys this. What's your favorite Eminem song? My favorite Eminem song is Rap God. That song is as good as any song, any rap song ever done. I love Rap God. The skill in that song is incredible. He rapped for like 5-6 minutes straight, all bars, changing technique. You know, you have to have one of those. You know, I think Rap God for Eminem, and I don't know if he said this or not, but maybe like an homage to all the rappers that he loved and he admired, man, because that performance was on the level of LL's remix of Rock the Bell. You know, Kool G Rap, Men at Work. You know, those are some of the standards. Like pick any Ice Cube song, you know, And They Love to Hate. Those are two fast songs of Ice Cube's first album. Not many rappers really have a chance to do those types of songs. Rakim got many of them, got several. Big Daddy Kane, you know, Tupac has some up-tempo joints. Snoop, I think it's called The Sheets, of his first album. That was an incredible up-tempo joint too. Yeah. My favorite songs from Eminem. Sorry about that. My favorite songs from Eminem are Lose Yourself, Till I Collapse, The Real Slim Shady, and Not Afraid. Lose Yourself is another song that I play a lot. I play it for inspiration. I think Lose Yourself, Rap God, Guts Over Fear, Stand, Make Me Smile, and his appearance with Jay-Z, Renegade, on Jay-Z's album, The Blueprint. That's incredible Eminem performance. Yeah, man, love that. Top 5 favorite rappers. Oh wow. In no particular order. I'm gonna say Guru from Gang Starr. Was a big LL Cool J fan. Big Daddy Kane. I like Common. I like Common as well. And I'll give you a name you probably don't know about. A guy by the name of Chill Rock G. Chill Rock G didn't put a lot of music out, but so I mean Rakim also. I'm bugging, man. I gotta have Nas in my top 5, Jay-Z. I mean, it's hard, dude. It's so hard. It's so many great rappers. It's incredible how many great rappers there are. But LL, Big Daddy Kane, Guru, Nas, and I'm gonna say Jay-Z. Rappers who I like, there's a guy by the name of Ransom that I really like right now. He's dope. Ransom, Ransom. He's dope. I'm not going to transition to be a rap show, but yo, we're talking about the NBA draft and how players are playing right now in the NBA. I was really struck by what the Houston Rockets did. A lot of people were saying, even like SAC fans, were saying Dylan Brooks, and now they don't need Dylan Brooks, but there was no way that Dylan Brooks wasn't going to get paid. Dylan Brooks was going to get paid. He got a little more than I thought he was going to get. But Dylan Brooks got paid. And if you look at Dylan Brooks with Van Fleet, I think Houston has a good chance of being a play-in. I feel sorry for Stephen Silas because I'm like, well, why couldn't they have put the money behind him? But they never really gave him a chance. They never really did. And that sucks because he's probably not going to get another head job again. And, it's just the business, man. But they got Ime Udoka. He's a real coach. And so was Stephen Silas. But when I say he's a real coach, is that he has more power. He has management here, and he's going to hold those guys to a higher level of accountability. And as a result, they're going to win more games. SG says, you should be a motivational speaker, Frank. Hey, man. I've actually done a little bit of it, but I don't pursue it. But I'd love to. I really appreciate you saying that. You being from New York, you gotta love Run DMC. Of course. Run DMC, they're Hall of Famers, man. They took rap to another level. They made rap big. They were fusing different genres of rap. With rock and roll, with Anthrax, obviously, and other forms of music. And they took rap probably as far as they could take it. And then the Rakims of the world, the LLs, took it to a whole nother level. Ice Cube, NWA on the West Coast, they took it to another level. MC Hammer opened up a lane that nobody even knew existed. So, we all have a debt of gratitude to Run DMC. And before Run DMC, Flash and the Furious 5, Melly Mel. Ice T out on the West Coast is doing his thing. KRS-One, yeah, man. KRS-One is probably the most underrated rapper in the history of the game. Because to this day, I don't think anybody will ever battle him. I don't think so. SG says, Run DMC is a play on TMC. Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. And they actually came out here. They actually came to a Warriors game and performed. It's really cool. Now, let's be honest. There are some rappers of today who rival some of the all-time greats. J. Cole, for one. J. Cole's one of the greatest rappers. To me, he's one of the greatest rappers that the industry has ever produced. And I love the fact that he hasn't put out a whole lot of records. He's dope. Kendrick, obviously. Drake is, no one can dispute what Drake has done for rap. Also R. Kelly, king of R&B. If it's about just music, there's nobody in R. Kelly's generation that can touch him. And it's a tragedy on so many levels. The victims, the fact that from his standpoint, I don't think anybody can talk about a tragedy. He committed some crimes that he should not have done, and he's paying the cost for that. But if you just talk about his talent, unbelievably talented person, no question about that. SC, you're a big fan of MC Hammer? Yeah, Hammer had crazy fans. And I'm sure if you go to casinos in various states, you'll see Hammer. You'll probably see him on cruises and state fairs, and dude, still working, still thriving. Yeah, I love it when you can have a second act. I love that. I love the second act. What is your thoughts on Tom McDonald? Who is that? Help me out. Who is Tom McDonald? At Big Frank Red on Twitter. If you have not joined the show, hit the subscribe button. Please do that as well. BC Boys are running, yeah. Mark, who is Tom McDonald? Who's that? I like to call that. I'm curious now because I'm sure I know him if you're talking about it. Somebody asked me earlier about the play-in tournament. And I kind of gave my thoughts on it. As independent rapper, I don't know Tom McDonald. He is an independent rapper from Canada. I don't know Tom McDonald, Mark, but I'll check him out. I'm gonna tell you something though. It's been kind of cool. My man Rye from West Coast Bias has been hitting me up. You should check his podcast out, West Coast Bias. Pretty dope. He's been sending me a lot of rappers from Europe, from London, and I'm really digging it. Real talented cat. Fredo is one of them. Can really write. I was really impressed with his writing. So, talented rappers all over the world. Travis McDonald is a Canadian rapper, songwriter, and former professional wrestler. Okay. McDonald first rose to prominence with the release of his song, Dear Rappers. His songs, Fake Woes. Not familiar, but I'm going to check it out now. Now that you've made me familiar with it. Oh, he's pretty controversial. Is he intelligent? Intelligent. That's like, a lot of times, I'm pretty low key. I'm not a person who's going to go out of my way to offend anybody. That's just not who I am. But I don't mind people having different opinions than I have. I don't mind that because I can build on my thesis. I can articulate myself in a way that I can express myself. And most of the time when you are able to explain yourself in an intelligent way, when someone says something to you that's strictly based off emotion, it's over. They don't have anything else to say because you're not stooping down to their level. You're actually trying to raise the level of conversation, saying, listen, explain yourself. Check this out. My favorite rapper is Frank Red. Oh man, how about that? Well, I thank you, Vicky. I appreciate you. There's more music to come. Yeah, more music to come. So be on the lookout. One of the tough things about being an artist when you're working with people is, they have families, they have other things that they're doing. So I have a record in the can right now that I finished about a month ago. I'm really excited about, but I have to wait for the producer to mix it, to master it, to kind of check in with me, see if I like it. That part is kind of frustrating, but got nothing but love, man, because anybody who helps me do anything, I'm just so appreciative. But the record is dope. And I'll be happy to bring it to you. Maybe in, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks. But I love the record. The record is great. Thoughts on Macklemore? Yo, man. The one thing I like about Macklemore is he knows where his lane is, man. He's driving in his lane, and I respect it. I mean, this dude's from Seattle. Not many rappers come from Seattle, and the album that really hit big for him had hits. I love the joint. Where do we go back? This is the sunshine. Up to the falling over. I love that record, and I also like the record when the young lady was singing, and it was about two guys who were a couple, and maybe it was his husband, I'm not quite sure, but he was in the hospital, he was sick. That slow joint. It's a beautiful record. Beautiful record. So I respect Macklemore. I don't know if I'm a fan or not, but I definitely respect him quite a bit. And I respect he's doing his thing. SG says, Frank, you should be a professional rapper. I am a professional rapper. You go stream my stuff on Spotify. Go to YouTube, look at my stuff, make me feel. I am a professional rapper. I just don't have a professional rapper's budget. But I am a professional rapper. I thank you. He said, Frank, you should be a DJ at a nightclub. Nah, man. Nah. I could probably DJ in my house, but I don't know about DJing at a club. Probably past that. But rapping, oh yeah, man. I mean, dude, I got so many songs. I'm always writing songs. Always writing songs. And, my destiny might be, for me, maybe writing some songs for some new artists, for some other artists. I don't have to record all of my songs. So, that creative bug is always going to be there. I write on a high level. It's like when you get to a certain point in your life where you're not embarrassed to say that you're good at something. You ever see people who are kind of like sheepish when someone gives them a compliment and they act like they don't really know what to do? Writing is a gift, the talent that I have, and I've developed it over a period of time. So I feel comfortable saying that I'm a good writer. And all successful artists are not great writers. It's a collaborative process where they're good at delivery, they got great voices, but they might not be great at writing. So being an athlete and always being on teams. I played college football and college basketball, high school baseball, lacrosse. I played so many different sports. I've always been on teams. I like being on teams because it's collaborative. And I dig that. I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but, that's why, like, when I talk about colleges, I talk about educational environments, I love diversity. I really love diversity because it's collaborative. That collaboration process naturally happens. And through diversity and collaboration, you demystify a lot of the stereotypes that are out there. And I think you guys know what I'm saying. God, if you believe in God, he spread intelligence around, right? Common sense, logic, all of these characteristics that we have, everybody has those. So, and you don't know that. So you might not know that if you buy into a lot of stereotypes, but when you really interact with people, you're like, wow. And I've been so fortunate that I've had opportunity to engage with a lot of different people. I travel around the world. Couldn't believe the first time I went to Thailand, how much I had in common with the people that live there. A lot of them were just hustling, man. So I'm fortunate, I'm really fortunate that I've been able to see diversity in action working. All right. Some of the songs off Macklemore's album, The Heist, Can't Hold Us Back. Yeah, I like that. Real Shop. Same Love. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for helping me out. Same Love is one of my favorite songs. I just love how that song is written. Love the message. I think Can't Hold You Back, Can't Hold Us Back is probably my favorite song that he's done. But Same Love is touching. I really dig that. Mark, there it is. I'm a big fan of rap, but like Dear Slim. Okay, it's all good. I don't know how we got where we got to, y'all, but I'm glad we got there. And I want to thank y'all for checking me out tonight. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already. I'm sure probably you guys have. It's been very, very engaging. I know some of y'all got to go to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna shut it down. But you can expect another show within a day or two. I'm back, and there's a lot going on, so I want to thank you about that. Hit me up on Twitter at Big Frank Red. You guys think I should look at the Threads thing? What do you guys think? Help me out. Should I sign up for it? Should I enact it? Because I do have an Instagram account. You guys doing that or no? Maybe you guys hit me up and let me know. Good night. All right, let me do my thing and get out of here. Success and getting paid is a manifestation of the whole process. If you as an individual don't do things to help other people make their lives better, as far as I'm concerned, you haven't done nothing. All right? Peace out. Good night, everybody.